Fade in on a misty tropical island at dawn. Palm trees sway against a golden horizon. Cut to shadowy figures in suits boarding a private jet, briefcases in hand. A vault door creaks open, revealing stacks of gold bars and digital ledgers flickering on screens. Imagine this. The world's richest 1% control more wealth than the bottom 90% combined. Yet they pay less tax than you do on your morning coffee. How is that possible? What if the system isn't broken? It's designed that way. Tonight, we expose the secret tax havens where billionaires hide trillions, fueling a global inequality crisis that threatens us all. Let's step back. Tax havens aren't new. They trace roots to ancient times when merchants hid gold from empires. But in the modern era, it exploded after World War II. Places like Switzerland and the Cayman Islands became fortresses for the elite. Fast fact: by 2025, offshore wealth hits an estimated $16 trillion. That's more than the GDP of most nations. Picture this. It's like every worker in America handing over a year's salary to the ultra-rich year after year. And recent headlines. From IRS scandals to UK tax tracking failures, the cracks are showing. This isn't just numbers. It's your schools underfunded, your roads crumbling, while they jet off scot-free. So, how does it work? Think of tax havens as invisible cloaks for money. Billionaires don't just stash cash under a mattress. They weave a web of shell companies, trusts, and offshore accounts. First, the shell company. It's a ghost entity, registered in Panama or the British Virgin Islands. No real office, just a P.O. box, owned by another company in Delaware. That one, owned by a trust in the Caymans. Metaphor time. Imagine your paycheck as a river. You pay taxes at every bend, but for billionaires, it's an underground tunnel. They divert funds through these entities. Income vanishes, reappears as loans or investments. No taxes due. Take capital gains, sell a stock, you pay up. They park assets in offshore trusts, defer taxes forever, or use double Irish with a Dutch sandwich. Sounds silly, but it's real. Route profits through Ireland, Netherlands, then Bermuda. Slash tax rates to near zero. And the enablers? Banks, lawyers, accountants. They craft these mazes for fees. All legal mostly, but secrecy is key. Numbered accounts, nominee directors. Your name, nowhere to be found. By 2025, tools like these hide for trillion in US wealth alone. Global toll. $500 billion lost in taxes yearly. That's money not fighting poverty or climate change. Then came the leaks. The walls cracked. First, Panama Papers in 2016. 11 million documents exposed. Heads of state, celebrities, billionaires, all linked to Mossack Fonseca's schemes. Paradise Papers followed. Apple, Nike, corporate giants dodging billions. But the big one? Pandora Papers, 2021. Nearly 12 million files. Over 100 billionaires unmasked. Kings, presidents, pop stars. Hidden mansions, yachts. Art by Picasso. Revelation hit like thunder. Jordan's king amassed secret properties. Czech prime minister funneled millions offshore while preaching austerity. Even in 2025, echoes resound. Fresh scandals erupt. UK's HMRC slammed 4 blind spots on billionaire taxes. IRS gutted by cuts, letting evasion flourish. The turning point. Data dumps proved it. Not isolated cheats. A global system. Trillions exposed. Public outrage boiled. Governments promised crackdowns. But did they deliver? The fallout. Massive. First, inequality skyrockets. In 2025, 3,000 billionaires hold $16 trillion. Richest 10% grab 54% of global income. Bottom half, just 8%. Ripple effects spread. Governments starve. Lost taxes means slashed services. Healthcare waits longer. Education suffers. In developing nations, it's worse. Africa loses billions yearly to offshore siphoning. Fuels debt crises, starves infrastructure. Modern relevance. Look around. 2025 headlines scream it. U.S. brain drain at IRS lets corporations evade. Calls for billionaire taxes grow, yet they pay just 0.2% of wealth in taxes. Fossil fuel giants dodge while climate burns. Society frays. Trust erodes. Middle-class workers fume. Anti-establishment movements rise. Protests swell. From Occupy to today's wealth tax marches, economically, havens distort markets. Hot money floods in, inflates bubbles. Crashes follow. 2008 crisis had offshore fingerprints and the human cost. Widening gaps breed unrest. Crime up, health down. A 2024 report pegs global loss at $492 billion. That's vaccines for billions, or schools for millions. Yet havens thrive. U.S. states like South Dakota emerge as new hubs. Trusts shield billions, no questions asked. In the end, one unsettling truth remains. Tax havens aren't accidents. They're architects of inequality, designed by the powerful for the powerful. Reflection: we can change this. Transparency laws, global taxes, but will we? The elite guard their secrets fiercely. Until we demand better, the gap widens. Shadows deepen. What if your taxes funded their yachts? Drop a comment. Should billionaires pay their fair share, or is the system rigged forever?